Dr. Iyer, Dr. Melnick, Professor Jayaraman, distinguished panel members, members of the faculty, guests from the industry, and participants, a warm welcome to you to this conclave. As we already know, the theme, of course, for this year is sustainability, a choice or a business imperative. Each year, we pick up a relevant theme, and we've been doing so for the last 5 years. And we have been very fortunate to get industry experts, consultants, and members of academia to dwell upon the topics that we have selected every year. Over the last 25 years or so, the world economy may have more than doubled. But according to a UN Environment report, the world's ecosystem has degraded considerably. Each year, about 13 million hectares of land, forest, is lost. 13 million hectares, just to give you an idea of the size, is almost the size of Greece. And each year, forests are being denuded, actually. Then, of course, there's unbridled expansion of agriculture. We know there's a lot of mechanized farming happening these days. As a result, the topsoil is being eroded at a rate which is 100 times higher than the natural replacement of soil. Now, figures are simply mind-boggling. We have so many issues that we talk about today. There are issues about water pollution, there's global warming, there's carbon footprint, there's e-waste. We're talking of non-biodegradable landfills. Issues are many. The question is that unless we address these issues, these are going to jeopardize our future generation. Therefore, the time is now to look at these things. For thousands of years, man and nature lived in harmony, till we had the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution brought about a huge change in the way we started consuming resources. The rate of consumption has far exceeded since then the rate at which resources have been replenished by nature. The very basis of Industrial Revolution, if I could say, was built on 3 factors, which was take, make, waste. That's what we've been doing for the last 200 years. But the point is that how long can we continue to exploit our resources? After all, we all know, it's not unknown to us, that these resources are not inexhaustible. We know that there is a particular timeline after which oil may not be available, coal may not be available, a lot of the other metals, rare earth metals, may not be available. So this cannot continue forever. And therefore, there is a need for organizations and society to look at the means to reduce wastage, which we now call sustainability. I'm giving a very narrow definition of sustainability here, but as we progress through the day, we will see a broader definition of sustainability emerging, actually. Why is it that companies are not recognizing this? Point is that we have a very myopic view. We are looking for short-term profits, for short-term gains, and not thinking about the future. The very business models on which these companies operate require that they would be using these natural resources as raw materials for their industrial production. And when these raw materials get exhausted, what's going to happen to the business models? You think industries are not aware of it? Yes, they are. But they don't want to see that far. They just want to see here and now, to see what we can do today. There are lots of pressures on industry. There is the financial market pressure. They want to see profits every quarter. There's a pressure from lenders of capital who want to see that the business is profitable and that the money will be returned to them, or they have the ability to return the material. There's the pressure from shareholders who want to see gains now rather than in the future. So all these pressures take away from the industry the ability to look far beyond and look into the future. Now, governments worldwide actually have been trying to reverse some of these problems by bringing in laws on the environment front. Okay, so we have carbon, regulations now after the Kyoto protocols, and there are stringent environmental regulations and compliance requirements that are being laid down by several governments. But the question is that going to be enough? We all know that there is a difference between compliance with the law and actually following something in spirit. It's very easy to game, to be able to show on paper that you're complying with the law. So organizations must change their own mindsets if they really want to think about sustainability. Now, there's a growing body of belief that in order for organizations to change that mindset, and given the pressures that these organizations are facing from their immediate environment, sustainability has to also be looked at as a means of perhaps improving the returns on the businesses of organizations. Okay, so if that happens to be true, then perhaps we would not have to worry too much about regulations and trying to see how we can bring in ways and means to enforce compliance with sustainability, but it would happen automatically. Organizations are going to do that. But is that possible? Can investments in sustainability improve profit, create competitive advantage, help companies to survive in the long run? What steps have Indian companies taken regarding sustainability? What are the factors that will drive economic, social, and environmental sustainability efforts? How can companies green their businesses profitably? How should companies measure the environmental input associated with the provision of these services? These are some of the questions that I am hoping will be addressed in the discussion that we are going to have today. Along with all of you, I look forward to a very interesting day today. And please think about these issues yourself. You will have opportunities for asking questions of the keynote speaker and of the panelists. So think about these issues and, of course, have a wonderful morning. Thank you.